This is the Real Melbourne Podcast, the central point of this beautiful city's culture. I'm Alex Dickinson.
And I'm Brian Hughes. Welcome to episode number 9, guys. And we have another guest in the building this week.
Yes, we do. We have Sophiya. This is someone that I've known for a while now, just both of us working at CK. Mm-hmm. And I saw something in you early, you know,
really?
when you first pushed the White Ivory song. I mean, we connected beforehand, but even with the White Ivory song that you showed me, I'm like, holy shit, this chick can actually rap. I'm like, I had no idea you were doing the stuff behind the scenes. But it's so crazy to me, like, now that we've been talking about the success with White Ivory, like, a lot of people are kind of hating on it at the start, right?
No.
You don't think? No, you said, like, some people, like, kind of, like, you know, they didn't support it like other people had. Like, they, you know, hating on it low behind the scenes type thing. No. DJ specifically.
No, I don't think anyone hated on it. Like, the reason why I put it out was because it was, like, unanimous. Mm-hmm. Like, everyone that I showed was like, this is something, you got something here. Like, yes. That was the vibe I got from each person. I actually didn't, thank God, like, I didn't receive any, like, negativity from it. Mm-hmm. I think people were scared to maybe play it because they were like, they didn't know who I was. And I wasn't reputable. Like, I didn't have clout. Maybe that's what you mean. Maybe people didn't show love. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone hated it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't think.
Maybe I misread that wrong.
Yeah, I don't think anyone hated it like that. I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, yes, welcome to the show.
Let's get going.
We're very happy to have you on, and I hope you aren't all answered out because we just hung out just before, and you were speaking a lot about just sort of your early life and even just getting started into music. So, but look, you've got a fresh ears. You know, Brian doesn't know much about you, and even your fans and our listeners don't know much about you. So
that is true.
You can literally take it however you want. Did you want to start from like the start of making music, or just start of growing
you guys do the questions. I just
all right. Let's
the answers.
All right. Where'd you grow up?
Well, I was born in Greece. My mum grew up here. My dad was from Greece. He moved here in his 20s. My mum grew up here from when she was 7. So when my dad moved over here and they got married and all of that, I was the second child. I've got an older sister. He experienced a bit of a culture shock. So my sister was born here. Then my dad was like, no, I don't, like, this isn't me. Like, this isn't my culture.
Your dad?
Yeah, he couldn't live here. There was a language barrier, the community barrier, all that sort of stuff that you experienced. Maybe you have more insight into that, right?
I was pretty lucky when I came here. I'd already been to Australia like 6 times before I came here.
So you'd been.
So for me, I was like, I knew what it was all about, but it was still a big culture shock just in this sort of sense of
lifestyle.
You know, I'm living in like a small town where there's barely any traffic lights coming through there for like 2 years, and then I moved to like a big city, a concrete jungle. So it was a bit different, but yeah. I can understand how someone who's never been here can like struggle with it a fair bit, especially if you don't know English. I went to an English school since I was like 5 years old. So
if you don't know the language, like, you feel powerless. Like, you feel like, what am I going to do here? Like, what he's probably thinking, like, what am I going to provide for my family, you know?
Did he have any family here?
He did have family. That's the only way he got here. But anyway, so they moved back. My mum has always been a teacher. She's always taught language. So that's where my love of language comes from, I think. Like, they say, obviously, you know, things are your genetic makeup. Like, if you're a very, like, successful athlete, there's a certain chance that your child will take those skills, right? Yeah. Anyways,
genetics, right?
It's a genetic thing. Like, I just think she loves the language. I love it also, but like in a different way. But so she was able to move jobs very easily back and forth. She taught both languages fluently, so it wasn't an issue. And for her, that wasn't the problem. She just wanted to, like, obviously as a mother, wanted to cement, you know, her family and start a life. Yeah. That's where she was at in her life. So we moved over there. That's where I was born, and I was only there for 1 year. So they then moved back to Melbourne, and that was the last time. That's where we stayed. So, like, I'm very grateful that we stayed here, because the opportunities here are way greater than those in, like, my home country, like in Greece. It's not somewhere you want to start a career. Like, it's financially, like, very scary place.
That's true.
So yeah, I grew up southeast side of Melbourne. I think originally, like, you know, my parents didn't have it easy. They were living with family until they got on their feet, until, you know. For me, my sister shared a room up until I was 10 years old. So, then after that, they were able to save for a house. And then I think I was about 10, 11. That was when we moved into our first home. So I've always lived on the southeast side.
How did your mum growing up here? Like obviously, she grew up here for most of her life. Yeah. Did she get a good enough education to?
She did.
To be good after to be better off than the average person who comes into this country after high school.
The thing with my mum, she has such a great story. Like she always talks about writing a book, and I wanted to. She obviously when she came, the language was a barrier. It didn't take long. The younger you come, the easier it is to get to know the language. The only people that understood her and that, you know, showed her a sense of welcoming were her teachers. And I think that's why she wanted to become a teacher, because that's where she felt she belonged. So, like, you know, I always find her someone that's very inspiring, because she didn't know the language. She learnt the language. Now she bloody teaches it.
That's great, yeah.
Yes.
What type of kid were you?
Like a child or teenager?
A child and teenager just growing up and everything like that.
I've watched like footage of when I was a baby. I was very shy, very quiet. There's this video that my parents have, and it's in Greece. That like it's like a very ethnic thing. The church bells. It's like I don't know why. I don't actually know the backstory, but yeah, the church bells go off, and I'm like 1 year old, and I'm like singing along to they knew that I had something from young, like, but I didn't really speak much. I was very, very, very shy, very introverted as a kid. I would say as a child, very introverted, very shy. Yeah.
That's the basic answer then.
I think you find that with a lot of artists, to be honest. Lots of artists are shy. Yeah. So maybe it's just a way they can communicate or pass on the message through the music in not having to, you know, really show who they are. You know, they can just let the music do it for them. Yeah,
so maybe they grow their confidence later on in life.
Yeah,
when they become artists. So
I think when you're an artist, you have a vulnerability and a sensitivity towards the senses, right? So for me, I hear music differently to the average ear. I have a different connection with it. I have a different sensitivity. That goes with emotions as well. So that's when I figured out, okay, like this is for me, because I connect with this completely different to anything else.
That's good. Yeah. I think if everyone can find something like that.
100%.
I think you're just on your way to finding your passion, because it's hard. I never really got into. I had a video camera when I was a kid. You know, the good old VCR mini tapes and stuff. So that was good. And then like 3 years ago, I picked up photography and videography, and I love it. And that's, you know, when I go out and do it, I like
feed your soul.
Yeah, I'm happy, you know. So
just before we change the conversation, while you're talking about tapes, my parents used to tell me I used to stick knives into tapes, into VCR. I had a passion for electronics. I wanted to see what was within. I wanted to know how something works. Yeah. So that to me, like now that I look at that as an adult and I psychoanalyze that, I have always been a creator. I want to know how things are made. So whether it was something got to do with technology or like back then it was a VCR, like I would try to stick knives into the power sockets. Like I could have killed myself.
Yeah. And
I was so curious.
That is crazy.
And the knife, that could be some metaphor symbolism for your album cover, because your album cover looks very knifey in a sense.
What?
You know what I mean? It's like chopped up and shit like
that. Does it?
Let me have
people
a look
would
at it
say paint splatter. That's what I've been told.
Look at the White Ivory cover again. Like I just get, like when I see it, I see knives.
Really?
I don't know, yeah.
But I guess it's open to interpretation. I think it looks more like a paint splatter, or you know, like a visual blur.
No, I see paint splatter.
Yeah, it's almost.
I see it as well, but like it's very sharp as well.
Look, I didn't intend for there to be knives, but if you'd like to interpret it that way, that's fine.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. So how'd you get into music then?
So
besides sticking knives into it,
I don't do that anymore. Well, my biggest influence as a kid was my older sister. She was 2 years older than me. She was the extrovert. She was the popular girl. She was the one that sang at all the talent shows. So growing up, it was only natural that I was like, I want to be that person. So when she got keyboard lessons, I was like, I want keyboard lessons. I wasn't even probably old enough to know. And like a story I've always like just wanted to share, I feel like this is the perfect time to, is when I started to get those keyboard lessons, obviously my parents were not financially where they needed to be, and they hadn't bought me a keyboard at home just yet. So between the first week I had and the next week I had to learn a song. And I was already very shy as it was, so I was very, very nervous. And I go to the class and the teacher's like, all right, play this song back. And I played it back and she was like, so like what keyboard did you end up going for? Like you did really well, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, we didn't get a keyboard. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, how could you have practiced that? I'm like, I practiced on the pages. The pages had the keyboard with the notes and I just practiced on the pages. So yeah, right.
In your head while
that's how I
practically doing
now that I look back, I'm a visual learner. Like I never learned how to play the keyboard properly or the piano. I'm not a musician. Like I'm just literally, I learn by ear. I learn visually.
That's
so
cool.
yeah,
it's hard to find people like that.
So I went on a tangent. Sorry.
I see people, and I said this to the first person we interviewed, Gus. People who can like listen to music and just know like how it flows, or that people can write music.
Oh yeah,
that's a great talent.
I
in
think
itself.
If you can write music, like I see that as a massive talent, because I don't know how to do that. I just go based on what I hear and what like I think what notes are coming next. But yeah, back to what we were saying, because you asked how did I get into music. So I started keyboard lessons, and then I started to sing. I wasn't very good at it at all, and I guess through the high school that I went to, for some crazy reason, I actually got a music scholarship into the school. Not that it was like music, like a prestigious school, but
it was something.
They knew I had something there. I just was very shy. So like, it wasn't that long ago. My mum was telling me that apparently there was a play that everyone wanted me in. I don't even remember this. Apparently they wanted me to be part of this play, but I just wouldn't do it. Like I was just too scared. I think I had it. It was always in me. I didn't believe in it, or I just wasn't confident enough.
Right.
But yeah, I always used to. We were talking earlier. Just tell me if I'm on a tangent. But yeah, I would always make music. I was really into house music. Like in high school, I didn't get into hip hop until later. I would say I was more into like club, like house music.
Yeah.
I would make a lot of remixes. I would make ringtones. Like I would send those. Like back then, you'd send stuff through Bluetooth. Like things would go viral.
So you got into like more the
the
MySpace
MySpace days.
The computer side.
Yeah, the computer side. Yeah, because I found this software called MixCraft, and
that's a throwback software.
A throwback, like it was this free software, and I was like, damn, like this is how you make music. And like I was making all these like bootleg like remixes, and I had an account on MySpace. I was somehow like in some sort of independent chart, like I was actually up there. My music was getting played on I remember, like I was just a kid. There was like do you remember the TFU page on MySpace? Yes. You would know, maybe.
Oh, not on MySpace, but YouTube was popping.
One of my songs made it to their page, and I was like, oh my God, I've made it. Like,
were you Sophiya back then, or
no, I was someone else.
Tell us
we don't talk. We leave that in the past.
Everyone's embarrassed by their
I know, but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite embarrassing. Like anyway, but that was my first taste of like recording with do you remember those old Logitech microphones? You just like stick it into your laptop.
Yes, the ones that
they're like little dinosaur necks.
Yes. That's what I was trying to describe.
There's like webcam.
Dude, I used to make some like killer songs like that.
The quality was good.
All I had was my mum's school laptop, her teacher's laptop, the webcam, and that mic, and some like little. I used to just hide away, and like if anyone ever came in my room, I'd go quiet. I didn't want anyone to hear what I was doing.
Just like put it anonymously on the internet.
Right, and no one even knew. Like no one knew. Yeah, that was my first sort of taste, and that first sort of buzz of like people hearing it and liking it, and it getting. I heard that like one of my songs got like. Was played on the like the other side of town. Like someone went to a party on the north side and they said, "Oh, they played your song over there. Like you've made it." Like,
how were you at this song?
I was like, I don't know, it's like 15, not even.
That would have been great.
Yeah,
you'd have been like, what's going on? Yeah,
you were tapping.
But this was before social media and all of that.
Yeah.
This was just MySpace. Facebook was just coming in. So this was the start of like social media, and it was just literally Bluetooth. That's how you would send stuff over.
Yeah.
You're tapping into the clubbing scene. You weren't even old enough to club yet.
Yeah. Apparently. But yeah, that was the first genre I really got into, was just, I guess because I could find vocals and I could find beats. That's why I kind of liked it, because I could actually do something with it.
Definitely.
I didn't know that I was eventually going to record my own stuff.
Then what made you switch?
Because
do you listen to that stuff now a lot?
I don't have a lot of it. I don't know where it is. Like, I've tried to find it.
Not even, maybe just the genre. Even the genre, you still listen to a lot of that?
Oh, you know what? I have stopped listening to it, but when I hear, like, Deep House, I really love it. Like, there's something about it. It just it's a very, like, nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
Like Ministry of Sound type songs. Like, I don't know. I think it resonates with everyone because the vocals are like very R&B, but the bass line is more like upbeat. So that's why I think, like, whenever I make songs, like, there's always a drop, because I always have that influence of Deep House and like house music.
That's dope.
So but I didn't start doing my own original like songwrite. I've always written lyrics, like I've always written poetry, but I didn't start writing songs until a little bit later, like maybe, I don't know, into my, I guess at the end of high school, into my 20s.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I was writing more vocals. I wasn't even rapping at that point.
Did you, when you got into it at the start, did you write for yourself, or did you feel like, you know, I'm not ready to do my own stuff, I might write for other people?
I always thought I was going to be a songwriter.
Yeah?
Yeah, I never thought I was going to be the artist. Only because, so after high school, I went to uni and I studied film and digital media. The film was my major, digital media was my minor. And I knew I was going to do something creative, but I didn't. I was always the one behind the camera. I was never the subject. I was never the talent. So I always thought, I'm definitely a creator, but there's no way like I'm going to be in front of the camera. Like, I'm always behind it. So I never actually did genuinely believe, like, not until much later at CK, I met a friend of mine. Like, I'll shout him out because he's an amazing dude, Aman. He was a producer. He is a producer. He's now, you know, becoming more of an artist. But I was gonna say, I need a burp, but no, it's okay. Just inside joke. No, sorry. Met this amazing guy, and he was like, so this is it. You just work retail. Don't you do anything else? Like, he just could see that I was obviously creative, and he was like, surely she can do something else.
He saw something.
He saw something that I had really repressed, something that I was like, I could never do that. I was like, yeah, like, I love music, but I'm like, I would never do music. Like, this was like 3 years ago, and I was like, there's no this is mind you, my way of thinking, my mentality, like my flow state was completely different back then. Like, I didn't think anything was possible. The way I think now is completely different.
Yeah.
But I shut myself off to a lot of opportunities, and I didn't believe in myself, and he was the first person to tell me, like, you could do this. Like, I reckon you could do this. And then, yeah, I'll let you ask the questions.
You
I'll just talk forever.
No, you go. You let us know what's happening.
But yeah, it literally is a biography, right? So it's like you're kind of just flowing through your story. And LeBron did this yesterday, man. Like, we didn't have to ask many questions. You know, we jump in here and there, but you know, he's basically telling us, you know, his entire journey. So if you ever feel like you need to keep going, go for it.
You tell me if it's boring. If we need to spice it up.
Run.
Yeah, so, he said to me, you can do this. You can, at the time, I thought in my mind, I'm going to need a producer because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how I'm going to make these beats. Like, I need someone to work with. Like, isn't that how people make it? And I thought he was going to be the one, you know, and then I later came to realize, like, you have to pay for a studio. Like, there's all these investments. And he's like, you need to invest. Like, and I wasn't ready to invest just yet. And, he's like, I reckon you could do it at home. Like, you can set up your own studio. And he's like, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he knew the exact equipment to get. Like, he's like, you need to get this mic. You need to get this this Neumann TLM 103 mic. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I need to get this TLM 103 mic. Like, if I don't get this mic, it's not going to happen. Like, that's where I was. So
you were following the
exactly what he was telling me. I was like, I have to do that exactly because he knows what he's talking about. So, like, let me give it a go. And literally, I don't know if it was that day or the next day, a old friend of mine who's a singer was selling her TLM 103. Like, it was on Facebook. I'm like, this is the fucking mic. Like, I'm like, I have to buy this mic. So I went and bought the mic, and that was the first thing I bought for my studio. And then eventually I got it all set up. Like, a couple $1,000s later, it was ready to go. In that meantime, while I was, saving and purchasing and all of that, I was learning how to make beats. So I spent a good year teaching myself. And one thing is, like I always say, is knowledge is power. Like any industry, any creative field, the more you know, the better it is for you. If I'm going to work with someone down the road, I want to know what I'm talking about, and I want to know they're not ripping me off. So yeah, that's why I did it, really. One, I wanted the skills, and two, like, I want to do as much as I can without someone taking a cut from me.
Especially if you're doing it in the long run as well.
Right.
It's going to be something you're going to be doing for a long time.
Exactly.
So you might as well
it's
know
a good
what
investment.
you're doing. Exactly.
So yeah, I did that, and White Ivory was one of those songs that I made in that year. That it's funny because that was the first rap song I ever made, like an original. Everything up until that date was singing. Like it was just like auto-tune and like singing and stuff. So that when I listen to White Ivory, I'm just like, it's a bit of a joke because it's like it was the first song that I didn't really take seriously, but I knew it was fire. Like I knew there was some potential there, but I knew that wasn't like my greatest.
Yeah.
So
and now you're just gonna keep on going down
100%.
that rap route.
Yeah, I think so, because like me and Alex were saying earlier, I just feel like when you do rap music, you have such a bigger voice, what you get to talk about, and also the identity like attached with it. Like when you're a singer, you have that. I don't know, maybe I'm just being biased, but when I think of an R&B singer, I think like sensitive, like love, like all those sorts of things. You don't think like speaks their mind. You don't think like,
don't get like really strong messages from R&B songs.
I don't.
Yeah,
there's only two artists that I have an example of. Khalid in that song. Remember the song on his album where he was talking about fake friends? Yeah, he was talking about like fake friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I hear it occasionally from Chris Brown. When especially on that Yo Gotti song, like it was very personal on that track. You know? So
I think you're right. It's hard to pass on that sort of message in an R&B song,
right?
With the mood of the song, the feel, the flow, and everything.
And the other thing as well, like we thought like Usher's Confessions and that whole album was just so personal. Oh my god, Usher's like
it's very vulnerable.
but it wasn't even him. Like Jermaine Dupri wrote everything.
Yeah,
you
but
know what
it's probably still relatable to
No,
life.
it was Jermaine Dupri's situation.
Oh, was it really?
It wasn't like that whole Confessions part 2. Like we all thought, oh shit, this is Usher with Chili from TLC, because they were going through a breakup at the time. But that was Jermaine Dupri's situation, shit like that. So like even with these stories and shit like that, we're like, well, R&B singers get writers. Rappers don't necessarily get writers.
You don't have to.
It's not.
Some
it's prevalent.
do. You still can. And you don't always have to write about things that are happening. It's more the persona. Mm-hmm. The persona of an R&B artist is not tough. It is sensitive, and it is more like vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're a rap artist, you have a different persona. People view you like, that girl's tough. Like, what is she talking about? Mm-hmm. And I feel like I have a bigger message to send through that type of music. Anyway,
gotcha.
I have another motto, which is like, when you dance, right, how else can you dance if it's not without music, without rhythm? Mm-hmm. So I don't understand making music that doesn't make you dance, because it's the only thing that can make you dance.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people would disagree, because like music...
Rhythm.
Yeah, because it's a feeling. Like music can literally be a feeling. Music
it's a feeling.
You laugh to, cry to, whatever.
Right.
You don't necessily have to dance to every
my
every
music
song,
does.
But your music
right.
does, yes.
That's my vibe. It's
Fair
very
enough.
fun. It's very like, let's just dance. Like, who cares?
You reckon you're going to make some music that... the message might not make people dance? You know how you said you have to send a certain type of message.
Yeah.
When that time comes,
Oh, for sure. It's there. Like, I've made songs like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like those songs are the songs that help me cope. I don't feel like they're my greatest work.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, anyway. I don't think they're like... I am a very high energy type person. I'm very fiery, and I feel like with those high energy fiery rap songs, like, you can really feel that. Mm-hmm. I don't think it gets translated well, like, through my vocal, like, singing vocals.
So do you think
enough.
those songs would you make them more for yourself rather than
yeah,
putting
for
them
myself.
Out there? Yeah.
They're definitely for myself. I think I want to eventually get a little bit more melodic, because there's nothing wrong with being melodic. Like, if it's catchy, I'll do it. Like, that's how I look at a song, is like, is every part catchy? Because if the hook's catchy and the verses are alright, like, I don't really want to put it out. It's not good enough.
People skim through to get the verse.
To go back to the hook.
Of course, they go
Jay-Z.
the hook.
I always say this, like Jay-Z said, do you listen to music or do you just skim through it? I think he said that on that Eminem joint, The Renegade. Yeah. So, that's true. But, look, I really like your authenticity in your raps, you know,
Okay.
like when you say in White Ivory, I can bag your girl in my white tee, make her my side piece, I'm too smooth, White Ivory. I love that bar after finding out about how you and your girlfriend got together. So if you're comfortable enough, please share, you know? So
I'd recently just like won a trip within my work at Culture Kings. Every couple of years they send people to the States, all expenses paid, full like trip to Vegas, like the best nightclubs, the best DJs, like a trip you could never afford in your wildest dreams. I'd literally just come back from that trip. I was feeling myself, like I was like, thought like my shit didn't stink. Like I was literally like in the most positive place in my life. And a week later, like I was at work, and the story takes a long time. But anyway, I met this girl. We had this connection. I didn't know she was interested in me. I had a feeling, like I had this. I've always had this intuition. Like I knew that there was something there. Anyway, from then on.
Sorry to cut you off, but did you know you were gay before that?
Oh, I've known since, I guess, I don't like using the word lesbian or gay. Like, I feel like it's very, like, subjective, because if you look at my track record, like, I started, like, everyone else in my high school, like, dating guys. Not even dating guys, just, like, hanging out with guys, whatever. And then I met girls also, and then my first proper relationship was a girl. So it's, like, I did try it. I do prefer girls. I like to say that, like, queer. I think the word queer is like a better representation of me.
Okay.
Because, for example, my girlfriend, I was the first girl that she's dated. Doesn't make her a lesbian. She doesn't identify with that, because she's only ever been with guys before me. So it's hard to use that word, because if someone doesn't identify, it just doesn't feel right.
What would you ask? If you asked her now, you know, if we did break up or whatever, would you be willing to go? Where would you go? I think maybe that would be where.
I don't like to think like that.
I know it's not positive, but I'm saying, like,
I think,
you know, if she had another
we have talked about it.
Yeah.
I think she fell for me, and it's not a gender thing. I think, like, you just meet who you meet, and we cross paths for a reason. Like, this girl's so creative. Like, she's like the creative director of Sophiya. Like, everything that gets put out, she has like a final say. She has a vision too, and like she saw this and believed in me before I did. And you know, when that other guy, the producer Aman, like, they were the two people that like she saw something in me that I didn't see.
That's good.
So, you know, like, I owe it to her. Like, she believed in me, so I got to do this.
So she's just open-minded,
she's been
about life.
manifesting the whole thing. She tells me she sits in her car, like, saying all this stuff to the universe, saying, like, this is going to happen, and this, and she writes stuff in her journal all the time. She just wants that tennis necklace, like.
The hip hop chain.
She does, and I'm cool with it. Like, I'm happy to. I'm that type of person. I want to. I want to have my own family. Like, it's not about, like I was saying to you earlier. I'm not motivated by money, power, or status. Like, those three things, if you're ever motivated by those three things, you're in it for the wrong reasons. Like, your intentions should be to feed your soul. And if you feel like within you it feels good when you're doing it, then you're on the right path. Like, you might call it God, some people call it the great divine, like, whatever you want to call it. I feel so much more spiritual and connected to that power now, because things are actually happening, and all the things that I'm asking for are happening. So I'm on a tangent again. What were we talking about?
Love it.
Yeah.
I think you were just wrapping up the story about how you and your girlfriend.
Oh, right. Yeah. So we met. Long story short, I guess I'll leave the juicy parts in there. My role at my previous store, I used to work out the back. I was called the runner. So that meant I was the glue to the store. Anything that anyone needed, I would get. I knew the stock, like, the back of my hand. I would, like, get it from A to B. I would, like, run it.
The go-to girl.
The go-to. Anything you needed, I got you. So someone needed a shoe. This girl was trying on shoes. So I came out, brought the shoes out, and I just knew immediately. I'm like, I told one of the guys, I'm like, look, you're going to have to cover me for 10 minutes. It's quiet. I never do this. Like, I've never at work done that with, like, the intentions of, like, picking someone up. But I just had this, like, overwhelming feeling. And I'm just like, I need to talk to this person. Like,
she was your type.
No, I just needed to talk to her. It wasn't like it was just like an overwhelming connection. And I'm like, I need to talk to her. I don't know why. Something's telling me to talk to her. So we get talking and we just click, like, anyway, and I'm asking her about herself, and she's like, I've just got accepted into Etihad, like I'm going to be a flight attendant. And I was kind of like, oh damn, like thinking in my head, okay, well she's probably not going to be here for long, so maybe I'm wasting my time. Like I started to like have that sort of like, I don't think she's even into me sort of thing. Like maybe we can be friends, like in my mind. Like I was just thinking all these things. Eventually, like it's like 10-15 minutes later, she picks a pair of shoes. She like ran me up and down, like she's picking like all these different pairs of shoes. We finally got a pair that she liked, and at the end I was kind of like, it was really nice meeting you. And I was thinking in my head, like I could walk away and I might never see her again. But that feeling that I know it was bigger than me, you know what I mean? Like I know it was like my spirit. Something was telling me you have to see this person again. Before I left, I'm like, look, what's your name on Facebook? Like I just fucking bit the bullet. I'm like, I didn't even ask in a flirtatious way. It was just like, what's your name on Facebook? And she's like, this is my name on Facebook. Like, this is also my Instagram. This is my name on Instagram. So I'm like, oh, like, okay.
Giving more than I expected.
She gave more. Like, and then we just started talking immediately and hung out immediately. And things weren't easy. Like, I know people are probably not interested in this. They want to hear more about the music, but like, she was going to be a flight attendant. She was going to be based in Abu Dhabi. Like, we weren't meant to be together, really. Like, she stayed for me.
So she ended up, like, quitting or, like, declining the job?
Yeah, declining the job. Because it was 6 months later. She ended up moving in temporarily with me. And she declined the job because it was just so stressful. Like, I didn't know what our relationship was, really. Like, I didn't want to put too much, but I wanted to at the same time. And same with her. And then eventually, I think now we understand why we're together. It's like there's more to it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I guess speak of the difficulty of even just hitting on women because you don't know if they're straight or gay, right?
Well, I do.
Okay, well, so you know straight away.
I know when someone's interested in me.
Okay,
that's all you need to know. You don't need to know someone's sexuality.
Gotcha.
Because some people don't know their sexuality. They might have not explored it.
Yeah. But you need to shoot your shot more times than not because
my dating pool is a lot smaller to the like heterosexual dating pool. Like it's way smaller.
Right.
Like you can easily potentially pick up a girl anywhere. Like more often than not, they're into guys. But for me, it's not like that. So if I feel something overwhelming, like I'm gonna follow through because you can't deny a feeling. You can't, like I said to you before as well, like you can't tell someone how to feel. That's the one argument you'll always lose.
Yeah.
So if someone's like denying me that there's something there, I'm going to fight it because I know it's there. You just don't know what it is yet. I know what it is because I've experimented that.
What if they don't know what it is?
They'll figure it out.
So
I actually don't think that I think now she can obviously look at women, but like physically, right? Naturally, you look at a woman, I'm assuming you're both straight. Yeah. You look at a woman and your body gravitates. It's just your natural instinct. Like, especially as a man, you're like more animalistic than a female. You're just like, oh my God, like you can't help it. Your body's just like, I want that.
Yeah.
Whereas with a female, it's like, I don't act so much like an animal. But I know physically when I see a female, I'm attracted to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's a weird thing. It's not like an animalistic thing. It's
less like
just
a lust thing. I feel like maybe men probably have a lust thing.
100%.
Don't want to get it, you know?
But for guys, I think it's an innate thing where it's like, I have to fucking impregnate her. Like, I you know.
I must impress.
Well, it's like a survival thing. Like,
yes.
Am I the alpha in this group? Like, I have to take the prettiest girl, and like, I don't know. If guys, it's different. But yeah, for her, when she can look at a girl and be like, okay, like she can appreciate that, but she is naturally attracted to men. I can't change that. we just are who we are.
That's true.
Yeah.
You seem to have a very, you're very forward. You're very, spoken. Well,
blunt.
You speak out. Yeah, you speak out. Is she like the opposite to you, where she's?
No, we're both the same.
Are you both the same?
We clash.
Really?
Yeah, we're both really fiery. She's a Sagittarius. I'm an Aries. That's like a fucking fire.
Nightmare, right?
Well, she's a little bit more logical. I'm a bit more rash.
Okay.
Which is good. I need someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're both very fiery though, but again, I think her thoughts are more collected. Mine are a bit more like in your face. Like sometimes I don't really process what I say. I just say it.
Yeah.
Which is fine also. You can do that. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. That's and that'll be a good person to have in your corner to run by ideas with, right?
Say that the last part?
Yeah, to run by ideas and
yeah,
stuff like
because
that,
they can actually oversee things, and she does not to stereotype it, she does think more like a woman, like a real woman can see the future. That's like, they're just so gifted at it. They can see like those obstacles that you might not figure out. They'll be like, no, you can't do this because then this is gonna that. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Like,
you got to be lucky to find that woman. Though.
Yeah,
I feel like
100%.
it's hard to find those women who can keep you in your lane and have the best goal in interest.
Your
for
best
you.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have my best interest, which is amazing. And I hope like I bring out, I'm hoping I bring out the best in her too. Like, I genuinely feel she's way more talented than me. Like, I see so much more in her that she's just yet to discover. Like, she's just learning how to get it out of herself now.
Yeah.
She's a year younger than me anyway, but...
Well, it sounds like she definitely deserves a tennis chain then.
Oh, yeah. That's all I hear about.
Right.
Is this bloody tennis chain.
God damn.
It's all right.
They run by a lot. I think I was watching a couple of YouTube
I think it's like
videos.
$15,000.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
US.
Yeah. That exchange rate, right?
I'm not a blingy I do not like diamonds. Like, obviously I'm a female, but I'm just not feminine like that. I don't like blingy, shiny. I like plain. Yeah. I like if I was to have a wedding band, I just want a gold Cartier.
Yeah.
Like, I want maybe one little diamond just because it's a bloody wedding ring, but I don't like flashy things like that. I like
simple, like me.
I like simple, but I like color. Like, I love what you're wearing. I love colors. I like patterns. I like things like that.
Yeah, same. I'm a bit of color and quirkiness and
Yeah.
patterns.
No, but you like your chains though.
I don't mind chains. Yeah, but it's funny because for Christmas last year, my mum bought me a necklace. Because every time I used to see my mum, she has this nice necklace that my dad bought her, like 20 years ago or something. And I'm always like, hey, mum, when the time comes, can I just have that in your will so you can head down and pass it down to me and stuff? And I've never been someone to wear bling, or I just never been in that situation.
Yeah.
And my housemate was asking me, hey, she was doing some undercover work for my mom. She was like, would you wear necklaces? Yeah, like she was like,
for gifts and stuff like that.
She was like, would you wear necklaces? I'm like, it's all right if I have one, I'll have one, but I'm not gonna go out and buy one. Yeah. But I just like, even like bracelets and stuff. I've only started wearing these things, but I never really wear anything. I like to be just like that.
I think like expression, the way that you dress, like that form of expression is so important. When I was growing up, I was always questioned. Like, my parents were modern, but also still a bit old school. So if I was to wear something that was a little bit different, I'd get questioned, or I'd be made to feel uncomfortable a little bit. So that's why now, like, I take such pride in like wearing things that are different, because it's like I never really got to do that.
Yeah.
Or I did, and I felt uncomfortable.
And it's good to make your own trend as well, like to be you, like you said, you wear what you're comfortable with, and you wear what you like. Yeah. Because there's so many people who look. I look at it around these days. I'm like, so many people look alike. 100%. Girls are wearing the exact same thing, leggings and a crop top or something. Dudes are wearing skinny jeans and a leather jacket or some shit like that. Everyone looks the same. I used to go to Latrobe Uni, and all my friends used to be like, man, I just see all these girls and they look exactly the same. And I think if you have your own sort of style, I feel good, man. Like, I didn't see anyone dressing the way I do.
Yeah, you look
I don't
good,
think
bro.
I've seen anyone like you.
Look like a king, bro. What you talking about?
And I get critics, or even this guy like says, Ryan, I don't know.
No, not this fit. This fit's
this
crazy.
fit's nice, but like some fits,
other
like,
fits is just been
Ryan, I know what you're
wild
doing,
shit.
man. But I'm feeling it, so I just wear what I want. Yeah.
I definitely like look at the way people dress, not as a sense of status or anything like that, just to sense like your expression. Like, if you dress loud like that, that means it's important to you for other people to know who you are. That's what it says about you.
Yeah.
And not you're in a black hoodie, but you're just a simple guy, you know, and that's fine too.
But I'm wearing
it's okay.
I'm wearing cargos and Timbs, and I bought a hip hop vinyl.
You can't see
you know
that,
what I mean?
so you know.
So yeah, well,
we're gonna have to judge you based on that.
Just based on
the waist up.
From the waist up.
No, it's all good.
Yes. I guess after so White Ivory hits.
Right.
What happens after White Ivory?
All right. So, okay. First of all, let me just go over what I was doing because I didn't really know what I was doing. I just thought I had this gold mine. Like I thought I was sitting on this hot track because everyone was telling me this is fire. You have to put it out. I just figured out how to run my own distribution. So I'm thinking like I'm gonna put it out, and who knows what's gonna happen. Like I didn't fucking know. You hear about like artists like they post stuff on SoundCloud and then the next minute they're like Post Malone, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously you can be naive and you can just think that that's going to happen. It doesn't. But a friend of mine was like, dude, put it on Triple J Unearthed. I'm like, I didn't even know what Triple J was. Like I didn't even realize how much they offer and how supportive they are for Australian artists. So I uploaded it to Triple J Unearthed, and that's where most of the traction came from because a lot of industry people are listening. That's where like, you know, my email was linked up to. At that point, I didn't even have like my Instagram. It looked like a personal account. Like I didn't have anything ready to go. Like it looked like it was set up for failure, essentially.
So were you didn't know anyone in the scene really?
Nothing.
It's how crazy is it that the first song you actually put out,
right,
and actually blew up
God,
and like
it's God.
Yeah.
How else do you explain that? Because I had nothing. Like I had no following. I had a personal account. I knew no one. How does that happen?
It's crazy. It's
right?
the universe, man. I think something's telling you that this is what you should be doing.
This is the right thing, the right path, and that's why I continued. Obviously, then I met people. You know, met the right people, and I still haven't. I haven't taken a manager on board yet. I haven't taken a booking agency on board. I'm still like, I'm glad I didn't make that decision early on because I need to figure out what's going to be best for me long term. So that's like my best advice for people that are starting out is don't make those decisions right away because as you go on, better opportunities will present themselves.
And it's lucky you sort of got your first song blew up and went well.
Yeah.
Now that you haven't made those decisions from your song going big, you can see the repercussions of the song and where you'd want to pick up a manager or where you'd want to get like a booking person.
Right.
So, you know, most people probably wouldn't have that opportunity to like have a hit and then see what comes out of that.
Well, there's two ways it can go. You can have a hit and then just sign up to everything, right?
That's true. And
get the manager, get the booking agent, and just go. But you know nothing. Again, like I said earlier, like knowledge is power. I want to learn all this stuff. Like I want to know how everything gets dealt with. Like I want to make my own bookings. I want to charge my own fees. I want to see like what I can do on my own. Like I need to. I don't want to get fucked over.
Yeah. Hobson's situation, you know, that was his manager was his best friend just coming up and he was just very shady with all the payments, you know, just behind the scenes. And,
it's not even about money. It's just like bringing someone into your business and into your brand is scary because it's like, that's your brand. You built that brand and someone can ruin it if they want to just by making the wrong decision.
And it's probably people you don't know very well as well.
You don't know them at all. You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
You just know that they're in that industry and they want to cut and, you know, they want to potentially help you and you hope that they will.
It's all a risk, right?
It's a risk. It's all and, you know, you can fear the unknown, but I'd rather regret something that I did do rather than something that I didn't do. Imagine if you like had this amazing opportunity that presented itself and you're like, oh, I'm too scared. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't say yes. And then later down the track, you're like, fuck, like I wish I said yes.
You can't go back,
You can't go back. You have to just do it. Nothing wrong will ever come. Like life is a duality. There is both ends of every spectrum. You have to accept that if something bad's going to happen, something good's going to happen too. Just take it. Take it as a lesson.
Well-educated risks then.
It's, well, I don't know. I think it's just open to learning. You have to be open to a lesson or knowledge that you can't get any other way. Your success comes from your failure. Yeah,
and you get, like you said, you get something out of everything.
You do.
And if you don't get something out of everything, that's your wrong.
Yeah,
you know, if something happens
you're choosing
wrong,
not to.
Yeah, if something doesn't go right, then you'll know next time this is what I got to do, or you know, this is the wrong path I took.
There's no such thing as people that say like my life is shit and everything's going wrong and that's just my life. No, that's bullshit. That's you being delusional.
Yeah.
God is within you. You are the creator. You know, if you want to design your life, you can. If you think otherwise, then you're just lazy.
I absolutely agree with that. I reckon there's lots of people who sit back there.
It's easy to say that my life's hard and my life isn't working out.
It's
easier to say that than
to
to make your first video and people laugh at you. Mm-hmm. People are so scared of that. My first time on stage, like I didn't have enough music ready. I was like shaking. I was sweating. Like everyone told me I was natural. Like no one saw that, but I did feel very scared. Like I did conquer something. I still will conquer that fear because it's not something that it's not a skill that I have. It's something I have to learn. I have to break. I was saying this to you, Alex, before, like we experience those moments in our lives where we feel like we've hit rock bottom, like things are really, really hard. And we're told it's a breakdown. You're having a breakdown, but really you're having a breakthrough. You have to get through. Mm-hmm. If you don't get through, you're not going to get that reward, like that positivity on the other side. I don't know. It's the way you look at everything's perspective.
True. Yeah. When you were talking about performing for the first time, is that the Sydney show or is that the Melbourne show?
The Melbourne show, yeah.
Yeah, that we were doing, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's honestly scarier performing in front of 10 people than it is 200. Because when there's 200, the 200 are there, they're ready to watch. They're like, they got good energy. You know, the 10 people are kind of like, I don't really know who she is and I don't really know if I'm going to like it, and I don't really know if I'm going to pay attention.
It's literally a bar situation, you know.
It's quite hard. So yeah.
See, some people would say that the 200 people would be a lot more daunting than the 10 people.
It's not, because you know why? When you go on stage or like when you do something that you haven't done before, like is there anything that you've done this year that was like a new thing that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I had to do that.
Well, probably just mainly the podcast.
Your first podcast.
Yeah, podcast.
Do you think you as Brian could have done that alone, or do you think there was something with you that was like something bigger than you that was like, you can do this?
Yeah, I think, me and Alex were talking about it and I thought it would be a really great idea to start it and get it pushed. But if it was just for me, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. Or even lots of my photography and videography work, I probably wouldn't have picked up if I didn't really push myself or really want to do it. So,
100%.
Yeah, I think...
It's something bigger than you. Like, I think I'm at the point now where it's not my own belief. It's not just my own belief. It's something bigger than me that is listening to me. Everything that I'm asking for, everything that I'm saying, I wish that was me, or I want to be there, or I can do that. If something is listening and being like, all right, well, here you go, do it then. And then you get it and you're like, shit, I have to do it now. Mm-hmm. So be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it. Is that Pussycat Dolls?
That's Eminem, actually.
No.
Eminem said it in the song.
Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, what song?
Yeah. How does it go? It's like, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.
Yeah, I remember that
Sounds
song.
familiar now.
Yeah.
It's
But Eminem also said it as
does
well.
he? All right, sorry.
Yeah.
You can cut that bit out. Add some auto-tune.
Nah, it's all good. You fix everything with auto-tune though.
100%. The whole podcast. Yeah.
So you drop White Ivory, you get it on Triple J, Unearthed. How's it get on Triple J? The radio station.
Oh, from Unearthed.
Yeah.
I'd uploaded it to Unearthed. Mm-hmm. It then got picked up by one of the producers that runs Home and Hose. Mm-hmm. They then told me they were playing it on their show, and then since then it got played quite a lot.
Mm. They had it on rotation, then it wasn't just a one-time
No, it
spin.
wasn't on rotation. It didn't make it to rotation.
Oh, right.
No,
okay.
Unfortunately. I don't know why. The next one will, though.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know I didn't even know what rotation was.
Okay.
But yeah,
and then you dropped your music video. I thought that shit was good.
yeah, everyone said good things about it.
Yeah, it turned out really, really good. Like the effects and everything,
Thanks.
and even the
Braden.
just the camera work. Yeah, it was really. Did you have fun making that?
Yeah, I was really stressed. Like, in my mind, I had bigger ideas, but I just didn't have the money and the time to get it to happen. So I just had to work with what I had. And I'm like, we need 3 locations, we need 3 outfits, and like 3 different like visuals. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna think of places that I've seen before, things that I think are like look cool. And one of the places I used to live in as a kid, like on the way to the beach, there was this. I remember it looked like a wheat field, And I'm like, oh, surely that's still there. So me and my girlfriend drove like a couple weeks before and just checked that it was still there. I'm like, yeah, it's still fucking here. So I'm like, I want this. I want it to be purple. I want it to look like purple haze, essentially. And I'm going to be wearing all white. And the shots ended up like turning out better than I imagined. Like visually, aesthetically, that was my favorite location.
You were
like,
pretty impressed then.
Yeah, well, from now on, I'm going to choose outdoor locations. I think, like, obviously you can mess with lighting and stuff, manipulate lighting in studios, but like nothing beats the outdoor lighting. It just, I think it looked really cool. That what do they call the thing that I'm holding? That the
flare.
Well, it's not a flare exactly.
It's not a flare gun.
It's called something else. No, I think it's like a. I don't know. Anyway, it's not a flare because I think they're
flares
illegal.
just go off crazy, right?
So
that was legal.
Is that like smoke flare?
Smoke bomb.
Hey, we're not trying to.
It's like smoke flare.
Yeah, something like that.
Don't incriminate yourself. If
Well,
it's
we
illegal.
almost burnt the whole thing on fire.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because you have to keep it alight, and it was getting so smoky, like I couldn't hold it for any longer, and I dropped it, and it started to catch it. We were just like stepping. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. Like we're gonna set this whole thing on fire. Like it was pretty scary.
That's crazy.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. Well, we got the fire. It was a really hot day actually, and lucky we all had water in the car and we put it out.
So you rushed to the car.
I rushed to the car and got water, and I put it out. I was freaking out. Like, I thought I was gonna burn myself. Like, it was pretty hot. Like holding it was. When did we film it? Good question. It was still warm, so it would have been like autumn time, I think. Yeah.
So a 600.
Like, no, it was after October. No, it was around that time. Yeah, sorry, go on.
A 600 ml water bottle
summertime.
Took out the fire then.
Yeah. It wasn't a full. Okay, I think I've painted the picture. Okay.
Alex thinks it's a massive fire.
It was.
I mean, the fires can catch
have you
pretty
ever
quickly,
watched
though.
a fire spread? It spreads like this, like a circle.
Yes.
That's what was happening, and it was like this, and we're like.
But you got to be fast before it.
Yeah,
gets
we got it quickly.
huge,
like
right?
Braden, he's obviously done that before. Like, anyway, yeah, that was the first location, and I thought that was just somewhere that I had always seen and always been like, that's a cool spot. So that was that. And then the studio location was just really last minute. Like we had some red and blue lights and we did some purple and red and blue stuff. And like the mood of it looked really cool because I knew it was actually my girlfriend's idea. She did most of the like the clothing I guess you call it costume, but clothing. That it was like a shiny latex looking black jacket. So under the lights that looked really dope. And the whole vibe of like just I guess I had some of my friends. One girl was like she had it like a yellow chain attached to her, almost like it's like some like S&M shit. Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm like fuck it. It just has that vibe about it. It was just like who gives a fuck. But I didn't want it to be over sexualized either.
Fair enough.
One of the girls in it I met at my work. This girl just walked into the store and she just lit up the store. Like she was beautiful, but also just I could feel her energy. There was just something like there was a light about her. And her whole family I was talking to her family, and obviously they told me she was a model. She was like
just in store, yeah. It's the first time meeting her.
I think she was like oh my god, I can't remember. 16. She's underage anyway, so I'm like thinking, oh, maybe I can't have her because they're swearing. And the mum was all for it, and I'm like, look, I'd love to have your daughter. Like, she's got a great look. She shaved head. I'm like, let's do it. She told me before we were filming it, like, do you want me to shave my head before we get there? It was already shaved, but do you want me to shave it, like, to touch it up? I'm like, you know what? No, like, let's shave it on the shot. Because I'm like, we may as well shave it. We may as well just use that as footage because we don't really have anything else happening in there. So
that shit was so funny when I first saw it.
Yeah,
because
it's almost like it sends that message. It's just kind of like it's tough, right?
Yeah, you don't care.
So yeah, we did that. That was just like literally an hour before. This was not scheduled. I tried to not organize this too much because I feel like when you don't plan stuff, things just happen, and it's like when it's organic, it's just way cooler.
Feels better. Yeah.
Turns out way better. So that was like and then I had some friends like sitting up on the couch, and I can't remember who it was. Someone had left me a review on Unearthed saying like before the video had come out that like the song reminds them of like just like a bunch of cool people sitting on the edge of a sofa just like looking at you and being like we're cool over here, and that like it's almost like that got into my head and it like we made that.
All right, so you saw that comment and then
but that's what it looked like. It's just like yep, like we're over here like on this sofa and like we're just doing us. Like
you can't sit with us.
You can't sit with us in a sense. Yeah, and third location I changed. I was meant to do like a whole street vibe, like on the street with a group of people, but then like it just fell through and I'm just like nah, it's not meant to be. And then I had a friend of mine, Christian, who's like an amazing dancer. Obviously I used a lot of like people from the LGBT community as well, like that was really important to me. Just to show diversity, and he's amazing at voguing, like it's a type of dance, and like I said, you have to vogue.
What's voguing?
I can't do it well.
Isn't that
yeah, it's like a certain. You use your hands to dance anyway.
I think I saw it. I think I saw a few people doing it at FOMO.
Yeah,
I miss Christian at Culture King. Yeah, he was a vibe.
He's amazing. Like me and him were just like at the time really creatively connected, and I'm like, you have to be. I said, I'll make this day work around you. I'm like, when are you free? I just want to get you in this shot dancing us together on the street. And it's this place in like my hood, like in Springvale, which is like Chinatown, because I wanted it to have that like late night, but not stereotypical Little Burke Street vibes, just like the hood, Chinatown hood. So that's what we tried to capture. I don't know if we got that. Anyway, while we were filming there was a kebab shop on the corner, and they're like, they thought I was really famous, and they were like,
come and film.
Basically, said we could film in the kebab store. So I'm like, all right, may as well. Like they're letting us do it for free. Like, let's do it. So we go in, and there's this newspaper, and that shot where I throw the newspaper onto the camera, you'll probably have to watch it back to see it. It falls perfectly right over the lens. Like it looks like it's edited in. Like it looks like it's CGI shit. Yeah. And I remember seeing it back. I'm like, fuck. Like this is like so dope. Amazing. Like it's so much better than what we had. Like which was just dancing on the street.
Probably just like like it just you went with the flow. You didn't expect anything.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything at all. I'm like, let's just do what we need to do. And some people didn't like that shot. Some people thought like, I liked everything except the kebab shop.
But that shot in particular was really crazy.
I think it just shows like it was important for me to show that I am still a part of my community. Like I'm not anyone yet. This is still my hood. Like it's important.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why do you think the kebab shop owner thought you were a big time celebrity?
Well, I was wearing this like $300 fur coat.
Yeah.
And we'll sort of like
the camera crew. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well,
like if they've got the what's that called? The handles.
Well, we had music
like
playing. We had the music playing, so we could take the shots. So they obviously thought it was legit.
Yeah,
it looked legit. People stopped us and said, "This is amazing. Continue what you're doing." And I'm like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah, fuck yeah,
dope. Yeah,
dope. All right, so I mean, your plays were kind of accumulating even before, like the before you put out the clip. But like, what was going through your head when, like, even to now, just to today, that you know the plays just kept accumulating and just kept getting buzz.
Wait, what's the question?
Yeah, just your plays.
What about it?
Your reaction to like the plays that kept growing.
Well, I was like, you know, if I get about 3,000 streams.
I remember you saying this.
Yeah, I said like, did I say 1,000 or I can't remember.
Yeah, you said 1,000.
I think I said if I get to 1,000, like I'll be pretty happy.
That's crazy.
And
just to confirm, my song was run through PR. It didn't happen by itself, but it did get added to like editorial playlists, which Spotify chooses.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Must have seen something there.
It's a bit of both. Like it was run through PR, but at the same time, it got added to A1 Hip Hop, which is an Australian big like playlist. Almost 6-7 months later.
So, and there's American artists on the A1
yeah,
playlist
it's still
as well.
Australian
so
playlist.
It's not like Australian artists though.
Yeah, but what people don't understand is when you're an Australian artist, you're shut out from the American playlist. You will only go in the Australian playlist.
Wow.
Until you cross over. We're shut
out.
A1
Hip Hop was just an American
playlist. It's got that image. It's got that image.
Well, I thought...
Look at Rap Caviar. Look at the amount of followers on that.
Yeah.
Anything over 1 million is American.
Yeah.
Anything 200,000, 300,000, it's Australian.
Yeah, A1 I just thought was like a Australian playlist
with American
with American
style.
artists and also with Australian artists. Just
these are the
in.
things you just learn.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, where can my song go? How far can it go? Because it's like, it's good. You need to know where your song's gonna go, like what playlist it's gonna get into, where it's gonna stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess when I think in the beginning when it got into some big playlists like new music. Australia, New Zealand, New Music Fridays, whatever. That's a big playlist. It was like Indie Arrivals. Also, I can't even remember them all, but that was all crazy to me. The fact that it made it into like editorial playlist was like, whoa. And then A1 Hip Hop, I was like, I don't even know what that was at the time. I was just like, A1 Hip Hop, like the hell, like how the hell did I get in there? Like how? So yeah, it was really unreal. Like all of those little things were like. They weren't even things I manifested. I didn't even know that they would happen.
Yeah.
Like you can only dream so far. Like things, you can't plan the whole journey. You just got to accept them when they come.
Definitely.
And since White Ivory, what have you been working on?
I'll be honest. I spent a long time.
Yeah.
Just like not only just people don't realize like I obviously make my own beats as well. So number one, my skills, like my production skills, like. Anything you do is never a waste. Like everything means something. Like every little bit of work you put in, it counts. Whether you release that song or not. Like I know that my skills are like 10 times better since that song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been I guess I spent a bit of time like getting my Instagram together because it didn't look like anything. Like it didn't look like an artist page. So did some photos, like got that all together. It was a bit more like active socially, like on social media, that sort of stuff. Made heaps of songs. There are 2 songs that like I will perform with, one of which I'm trying to finish so I can release it, but I don't want to like rush anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm not ready to release anything until it's like a solid song, because I've learned White Ivory I made in August 2018, released it in October, so I was listening to it for a couple of months. So I knew it had longevity.
There we go.
You don't know how good a song is until you like hear it back later and you're like, hang on, I've made new music since then and it's still pretty good. It's still up there.
So how long did you actually take to make it? So you said August and October. So I had written the first verse and the hook in August, and then I wrote the second verse in like July or something like that. And after that, do you feel like because you've made such a great song, your next song has to be better than that?
What is better? Like define better. It's just got to be as good, or I don't think it can get better than like
better personally. I'm talking about personally.
Yeah, I think it will be better because my skills are 100% better.
Yeah, so you think you're gonna? It'll take longer to get there.
I still need something to follow it up. At the same token,
she's got some joints in the clip though, Brian. I'm telling you, she's got some joints. Your clip, I'm just in. I say the clip is in like behind the scenes.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, she's got some joints in the clip, you know.
Yeah, like I've got a track that's going to follow it up nice. I'm just struggling to figure out where it's going. Because like I'm very good at writing first verse hook, and then I'm like, where do we go from here? That's why I was like struggling with White Ivory, because I knew it was a gem, but I knew I had to like get that second verse right. And still, people still said it was too short. So like, people will still complain anyway.
Yeah.
But I need the song to follow up the first song, but I also don't want it to be too outdated, and it needs to be a song that's got longevity. I'm not just gonna put out trap songs. Like that's not my genre. Like it needs to be very creative, very like authentic.
So those trap songs that you have, like Rosie and Damn Girl, do you have any plans of releasing those or not? Because you've performed.
I don't think they're single songs. Like I think the ones that I'm focusing on releasing now will be singles, like pop rap songs. And if I get to I will get to a point where like I do an EP, like those songs will be on the EP.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just don't think they're.
Singles
no, I don't think I need to. Like they're great. Like I've got songs that I love to perform, but I don't think they'll be as successful as singles. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You don't know. You really don't know what you're doing. You just have to trust your gut. Yeah,
it's true. Whatever happens out there, you know, you just put out your music.
That song, you know, like I had it hidden, like. I was gonna never release it.
White Ivory.
Yeah, I was just gonna like leave it sitting in a folder somewhere.
Yeah, and people, including myself, would have been like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, but you are crazy because you hear it. Well, I hear my stuff a million times because like I was mixing it and mastering it and getting it like exactly how I heard it in my brain until it was like, okay, this sounds close enough.
That's hard. We were talking yesterday to...
You get sick of your stuff.
To LeBron, we were talking how it's so hard to get to that part where you think that song is perfect.
It never is.
You could always keep on working on it,
and then you ruin it.
Until
and then you got to go back. You got to go back.
Someone tells you, that's good, leave it, don't touch it.
Yeah, don't
more.
touch it. Yeah, 100%. I listen to my stuff too much. It doesn't make me hate it. It just ruins that excitement that I have for it. Like, I like White Ivory now more than I did the first couple months it released because I had heard it like hundreds of times, thousands of times.
Yeah.
Whereas now when I hear it, I don't hear it as often, so I'm like, okay, I kind of still like it.
It's funny because Kobe was talking about Gucci Snakes in the same way. She was saying when he first came out, I was sick and tired. Why are you playing this song? Why do you keep on playing this song? But
it's annoying.
You end up appreciating it.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate its success.
Yeah, you
I don't appreciate the song.
You appreciate the fans really fuck with it and really keep streaming it.
You never know what anyone's gonna like, and you sort of get torn between: do you make music for yourself, or do you make it for what people are expecting, or do you break that expectation? Like, there's all sorts of routes.
Right.
How's the performing going?
Yeah, so I have a lot of gigs lined up. So
that's dope.
Obviously, huge announcement. Totally unexpected. I got placed onto Drip World Festival.
Hey.
Yeah.
Huge placement. Like, I didn't even believe it. Originally, the event organizer messaged me in February this year. There was no promo. There was no website. I didn't really know what this was. He just said, look, I've got an urban festival I'm going to be running later in the year. I'd love to have you on. And I almost declined it. Like, I didn't know what the hell it was.
You're just nervous. You're just like,
well,
what?
I was like thinking at that time, like I didn't really have a lot of music. I was just sort of like going with the flow. I didn't think I was going to have to perform and do all these big gigs. Like I was a bit naive. Like I didn't really know what I was doing at all, to be honest.
Has that motivated you to make more music, or do you want to make more music?
I have been 100%. Just make more. It's not even make more music. It's just make music that I want to perform and that I think is of quality.
Yeah.
That resonates with like music that I'm comfortable playing. Yeah. But yeah, and then eventually the promo came out and it ended up being what it is. And I didn't believe it. My girlfriend, she's like, we've got to get this outfit and that outfit. I'm like, stop talking about this festival because it might not even be real. Like, and she's like, it is real. Like, it is. Like, just shut up. Like, get your stuff organized. And like, I know now, like, I should listen to her from the start. She's always right. But yeah, it's just like something like that I never would have even dreamed. I didn't even, like I said earlier, like I'm a creator, right? The performing side is new. It's something I'm conquering. It's not something I've been manifesting at all. So how do you explain that? Because let's be honest, there are probably way more experienced artists that could have taken my place. Rightfully so. Like, I don't think I've got the experience. I think I have the passion, and I think I've got some like cool new music.
Maybe they just see the energy.
I think it's just luck, and I think it's just like, it is what it is. I think you get what you're given, and you take the opportunity to say yes and take it and do what you can.
There might be some mysteriousness about you just for the fact that you have this song that a lot of people resonate with. Right. But I guess the purpose of this podcast, not many people know about you, and also you haven't released much music, but you've still been able to do some shows, and even with this festival, that might have I think gone through his psyche a little bit from booking you. It's just like, oh, let's see what else she can do. You know what I mean? Yeah,
because people are more than just their singles. Like, I don't know how many artists you've seen, but like, there's people I've never heard their music, but I've watched them live, and they're insane. And I'm like, damn, like this person's amazing. But I've never heard their singles before. But it can go both ways. Maybe you've heard their single, but you've never seen them perform.
Yeah.
Either way. But yeah, this is just something new for me, something I need to conquer, something I want to get better at. So I'm not going to say no. Like, there's no way I'm going to say no. Like, if life faces you with a challenge, you got to take it head on. You got to just do what you can. Just do your best.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Like, the worst comes to worst, I might forget a few words, but fuck it. Like,
that's true.
People are going to enjoy it. I'm assuming so.
It'll be a great experience, man. Like,
100%.
It's probably going to even motivate you even more to you know, like I said, status of fame might not drive you, but that enjoyment of giving it out to so many people, giving your music out to so many people, that might motivate you to even share more music, to want to share more music and share more messages.
100%. I want to share more music. I'm just so critical. Like, when do I stop being critical?
Problems, huh?
When does it stop? Like, it's really annoying. It's very annoying.
I guess I know. You know, I look at it in sort of video background. They say, the more videos you make, the more experience and the more you'll know where to fix up with your next video. Because I think
successes in your failures.
Yeah, and I look at YouTubers who started from nothing
on their bedroom floor with like a shitty camera,
and they make videos like every week for like a year, 2 years. At the end of those 2 years, they have heaps of subscribers, but it's just because
it's authenticity.
And the process as well. I think the process of learning or the process of making something will always improve you.
Well, we're human. We like to look after things. We like to, grow plants, look after pets. We like watching progression. We like to see something go from A to B. So I forget that people want to see. They want to see you like from the start to like that journey. They want to watch. So that's why when people like delete their stuff off their Instagram, like it's like, fuck, I probably should have left the stuff that was on there. Like I remember I just started fresh. Like I'm like, this is it. Like, but it's not. Yeah. It's like a continuous journey. There's no starting point.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yes, there is like the inspired action. That's when you start and you're like, I'm doing this. But there's no end goal. Like, it just keeps going.
It's getting better, improving.
Someone that's got like 1 million followers, they're like, how do I get to 10 million? And that's their problem. Like, it's another, like, there's another world within that world. And like, what to achieve.
And hip hop is still so young. No rapper has officially retired. So yeah, I guess.
You think so? Yeah.
No, not like that. No one's officially just said I'm stopping to rap. Like some people have used it as like marketing, but continue to rap on. But no one that I know of has just been like, yo, I'm in retirement now of rap. So yeah, like what you said, constant flow.
Well, that's the thing. Like my journey, I never intended to be a rapper. So first of all, obviously I make rap music, but that's like not my only thing I want to do. Like I would love to now mentor people. Like I feel like I can help a lot of people because I came from nothing and like started on my own and didn't know anyone, and I somehow got here. So I'm sure someone could use advice and guidance eventually. Like when I've got that name for myself, I'd love to mentor people. I want to produce people. Like I feel like I can get the best out of people and like their creativity. Like that's something I want to do. I want to help songwrite. I want to do all sorts of stuff. Like I don't like the label of rapper, like, because I don't think that's all I can do. I think it's just it's like when you think of Kanye West, you don't think of a rapper. You think of like,
well, he was a producer first.
He also loved fashion. Like that's just like, obviously he's on another level.
He calls himself a god. So.
Yeah, I was about to say a god, but Jesus. But that's just an example of someone that his purpose is to not stick to labels and he doesn't hold back from doing anything because someone says you're a rapper, you can't
breaks
do
his
that.
Boundaries.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Look at the stuff. You know, I'm not the biggest Kanye advocate or anything, but you look at the stuff that he's doing, stuff that he done like 10, 15 years ago, people would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? Like the clothes he makes, some people might not think they're the shit, but they sell. Right. You know, he makes stuff, and his Yeezys, I've never wore Yeezys. I'm guessing they're comfortable, and that's why people buy them. But he's doing stuff that people haven't done, especially in that field. Yeah. You don't see lots of rappers have such a massive entity in different little places. You know, he's got like fashion, producing, he makes songs, and I'm pretty sure he has other things behind the scenes 100%. That we don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to go above and beyond of what people think you are. Yeah.
You have to. You can't just be what people expect you to be, because they're just going to expect you to be one thing and not very good at it.
It's true. And I think also with today's times, I think when you get to that position, you got to open up as many doors for yourself, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. It's uncertain. So
100%.
If you involve yourself in different things, then you have probably a bigger chance of, being stable.
For sure.
Yeah. Kanye was a really good example of just being like a visionary, because
100%.
I remember... I watched the old BET video of him and 50 Cent. You know how they had the album on the same day, and like they were doing like press to kind of go back and forth with each other. And I guess back to what we were saying about how, you need to be different, you need to dress different. You know how people in the 2000s hip-hop, like everyone had the baggy jeans, the baggy shoes, the big chains and the throwback jerseys. Like 50 Cent had that outfit, but Kanye West had on some regular stuff that would actually really work today in today's fashion. So I like Kanye as a really good example of just being different and just broaden out. You
have to be. People like authentic. People like different. Same but different. I watched this video about how do you make the number one song on the chart. What does it take to make the number one song? And there was some sort of statistic where it was it has to be similar to what's out, but it also has to be a little bit different. If you do exactly what's out, you're going to drop off that chart. And if you do anything that's a little bit too different, you're not going to make it to the chart.
Yeah.
Get that middle ground.
Stay relevant, but also stay authentic.
Yeah. Old Town Road, if that was a regular
100%.
trap beat and, didn't have any country-esque,
it would probably still be a hot song, but it just makes it so much more unique and special.
Definitely.
It makes it special.
Yeah. You two have something in common. You both love that track. I hate it, though.
He was hating on it, bro.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of people hated on it.
One of the first times I actually heard it, when I was with him at one of the clubs in Crown, I was like, hey, dude, I've heard this song. It's dope as play. And he didn't even end up playing it.
No.
But
Do you like more melodic R&B songs, though?
I guess so.
Is that your preference?
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily have a preference. I love my R&B.
Yeah.
Trap stuff. I guess maybe I'm specific with it, but I play a lot of trap stuff out. I love my dancehall. I love reggaeton, and Afro swing is really good as well. So, and even tropical house and pop stuff. Yeah.
You like a bit of everything, hey?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that hook is it's very country, but it's still very pop. You could turn that into a pop song if you want to.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's a good hook.
It's a very catchy song.
It's also the metaphor. It's really strong. Because it's
Explain for me?
Yeah, I'm going to take my horse down to the Old Town Road. I'm going to ride till I can't no more. It's who the fuck takes their horse to the Old Town Road? No one has a horse. It's a metaphor. I'm going to go do what I need to do down on that road, and I'm going to ride till I can't anymore. It's he's going to work.
Okay.
It's a great metaphor. And when I think people resonate with the people can't tell me nothing line.
Yeah.
That's another little hook in itself. That's people resonate with that. People don't want to. No one wants to be told what to do. No one wants a boss. Where in 2019, that worked. People really resonated with that.
And it goes off. It goes off in the club.
Yeah. For that one night in the club on the weekend when you're not working,
and everyone just dances like a fucking cowboy. It's just dumb but funny. But it's not even a. I think pretty sure he sort of framed it as a meme, didn't he? He put some memes out. He had it planned out.
Well, I think when he brought it out first, he wasn't. I don't think it was a too serious thing. I think he was just playing with it, and then everyone just caught onto it and
the TikTok memes, I think, blew it up.
Yeah, I think there were definitely memes involved. Yeah. But the song is strong. You can't deny it.
Now you just wonder where he's gonna go there from next. He's gonna make trappy country type of music, or he's gonna go back to trap music.
I've seen a interview with him, and he sort of says that he doesn't want to make exactly the same repeat of the same song. It's there's no such thing as a formula with music. You can't just yep, that worked, so let's copy and paste and do it again. It doesn't have the same effect.
Maybe he could, but it wouldn't have the same effect.
Nah, I don't think so. It won't come across as it did when it was special and just unique.
I think there is a form in that sort of sense. You can follow a formula of music, but it's not going to come out. It's not going to have the same impact as it did at the start. Because before that, there was nothing like that.
Right.
And when that came out, it'd be hard to do it again.
Just crossing genres, I think.
It's a whole thing about one-hit wonders, You can make a one-hit wonder, but then if you make another song like that, is he going to go big? Probably not, because it hasn't been seen before like that.
It doesn't really matter. I don't think it matters if you make a number one hit or if you don't. As long as it feels right to you.
Yeah.
Just do it.
But now looking at him like that, I'd see him saying the next song I want it to be relevant. The next song, obviously he doesn't want to go down, so I think some people want to get to that sort of fame.
But he can ride this song
until he can't no more.
How much longer is he gonna keep going for?
They're still going with it. You can write a song for years it's not gonna. It outdid Drake. Like what? No one outdoes Drake.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some songs really does have. I mean,
Obviously,
you can tour,
he's got a better track record.
You can tour the rest of your life after one song.
Right.
You can.
It's fine though. I'm not against that.
Yeah.
And I don't think he went into it like, I'm a business dude and I'm gonna just like make money. I think he's like got a talent there.
You think he has longevity? Because I don't think so.
I do.
Okay.
How do you make a big hit like that?
I think there's a ceiling for him artistically.
There's a what? A ceiling?
A ceiling, yeah.
Like
where he's gonna get to,
Yeah.
and they can't go further up.
Yeah.
But why do you need to get further?
He's literally ridden his horse to the location and he can't no more.
A lot of artists hit their peak and then they never hit their peak again.
Right. Yeah.
That's fine though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's normal. Like you can't hit your peak twice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Designer,
curious
yeah.
on what he's gonna do now. Like,
But does a number one? Do numbers really matter? Like, is that what we're looking at?
I
Is that
don't-
the measurement of success for an artist?
No, I think
relevance. I think if he can stay in the field, it doesn't have to have big numbers as long as he can stay in
But
that
he
sort
will
of
get
charts.
tours.
Or if he can stay in the charts or stay somewhere in the hip hop or
Yeah, I don't even
culture,
think
then
it's
he's-
charts.
his second album will flop.
Yeah.
Because how
That's
many
what I'll say.
artists do you listen to that aren't in the charts, but they're like up and coming? Like
Yeah.
they're touring.
Or if he has a following, that's the thing.
Yeah,
if
he
has
does
a following,
though. That's the problem.
if they keep
Like,
on following him,
they will.
who knows? Some people they might drop off. They might not like
Designer,
what comes
come
out
on.
afterwards.
He's still making money,
Yeah, off Panda.
but
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. But
Exactly. No, I think.
but wasn't that track on Kanye's album?
It was his first, and then
Yeah.
Kanye was like, "Oh, that's a good song.
Oh,
Let
he
me
tried
put
to
that.
take it.
Let me put that on my album also."
There you go.
But yeah, Lil Nas X's second album will flop.
Second album.
Second album.
Has he even put
Nah,
out first
Has he
album?
had
I'm
an
just
album?
saying, yeah, like his first album will do numbers because obviously that song will be on that
You don't
album.
know. You can't judge that.
No, it will happen because I'm telling you, because like all those numbers from that stream will go into your album if you put
True.
that song onto that
It'll
album.
be the number one album of the week.
Yes, it will be. Yes, like the album will do crazy
Yeah.
numbers, but the second album will flop. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just excited to see what he's gonna put out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all eyes are on him.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Now you just gotta like.
That's how I feel. I feel like everyone was like looking at me and they're like,
They're
what
still
else
looking
can
at
you
you.
do?
They will see
Especially
me
you're
And
on
I'm
drip
just like,
now as well. Come on.
Well, it's just kind of like, well, I don't need to put something out to prove to you. Like, I'll put it out when it's like, I work a full-time job. Like, I don't get to do music full-time yet. Like, if I was doing music full-time, no one even knows what the fuck I could do. Like,
Do you think it'd drive you crazy doing music full time?
no, like, it drives me crazy not being able to do it. Because it's all I'm thinking about. And I'm frustrated. And I'm like, this is it's like, you have 5 days at work and then 2 days off. And those 2 days are like your allocated creative hours. And it's like, what if it doesn't come to me in those 2 days?
Yeah.
What if it comes to me when I'm on the train and I'm like, I want to be in my studio now.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating that you have like time restrictions and like time allocations to write music. That bothers me.
Do you write on the go a lot? Or you don't find it comfortable?
Yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like, sometimes I like to be in my studio, like, in my vibe and writing to that beat. But if it's like for a cypher or for like an event or something, like, if I'm ever writing for like a cypher, I find it easier just to write on my phone. It comes naturally. But if it's my own beat, I have to be fully involved. It's weird. Yeah. What were we saying?
I mean, we were going on a tangent
Yeah,
about the
the
Lil
Old
Nas
Town
X,
Road.
so- but,
Oh yeah, I honestly, like, obviously to no comparison, like, super successful guy, but I feel like people are waiting for me to release something, and I'm trying to now understand that a second release isn't the most important. Maybe it's all these shows that I need to do. That's just enough of a a backup to be like, that's what she can do. Like, I've seen her live, because not everyone, like, there's some Aussie artists that like released 1 or 2 singles, but they've like Kid Laroi.
Okay.
He's super successful.
Yeah.
He's probably the most successful Australian hip hop. He's like a melodic
in the recent
rapper,
year,
right?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a ton of stuff on SoundCloud, but he's only got one song that is distributed.
One song and the non-stop remix. I think we're thinking of the same
SoundCloud,
guy.
right?
Oh, on YouTube, that's done
Yeah,
pretty
but
good numbers. Yeah.
As a single though, he's only dropped one
Yes,
single.
one single. But I think all the other little songs that he's dropped, all the remixes,
Yeah.
whatever's helped as
Exactly.
well. You know.
100%,
Yeah.
which is fine, but he hasn't dropped a second single.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. I think, like we were talking yesterday, with LeBron, your fans, they love you. They appreciate your music. They just want to see more of it because they love it so much.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they want more out of you. And
I want you to,
yeah,
but I need it to be good. I'm not going to put out something half-assed. There's no way.
No, fair enough.
I can't. If it doesn't feel right to me, I'm not going to do it. And if it takes like long, I'm sorry.
Like I guess wrapping things up, when do you think the second single will come out then?
I've got a track that's half done. I was hoping it was going to come out, and I honestly don't even know now. Only because I've got 2 gigs next week in Sydney. Then I've got a relatively big gig in Melbourne, July, and then I've got a local gig in Melbourne in July as well, and then what's August? August is the festival, so I'm kind of running myself thin.
Yeah.
And what else? There was something else.
I mean, it might be good to just drop something.
Yeah.
Like to capitalize on the popularity that you have right now.
My plan was to release a second single and then run the festival. That was my goal. But if I can't, I also I'm not going to mention it yet. I haven't announced it yet. But it literally happened today. Like really exciting news. Just another form of exposure, like to get my bars out there. Like I got asked to do something amazing, and that's another thing I need to work on now. So that's like, I don't know how many things I just said, like 6 different things in 2 months. And a single release, it's like, it's a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, crazy.
It's a lot.
It's
I had to like buy a whiteboard and write everything on the whiteboard. I couldn't actually remember it all in my head. If you don't have a manager, it's pretty hard. Like it's hard work.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It might be something you really need to look into sometime.
Oh yeah, like
maybe.
I've got a guy that I'm speaking with, and we're sort of going to figure out where we're going to go. But like I said, I'm going to try and do as much independent as I can.
For sure,
yeah,
definitely.
For as long
we'll
as I
plug
can.
some dates for people to go see you live.
Yeah, so Sydney. I hope I don't get this wrong. 28th. Can I pull it up on my phone? Hold up.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Lord Gladstone. It's a free event. It's run by Ill Equip. It's called the 2 Up Volume 3 Cypher. Really, really dope event. You've got The Kid Curve, Tasman Keith, Elijah Yo, Kobe D, Isaac Purell, Casper Chaos, Prolific the Gifted. There's some really big names there. Sorry, I hope I didn't miss any. Really, really big names in Aussie hip hop. Like Sydney's really running the scene right now. Like I'm getting a lot of love from Sydney, which is like awesome. And then I'm doing like a smaller show for Thraxy. It's called Girl Gang Volume 1 in Newtown. If you go onto my Instagram at Sophiya Music, SOPHIYA Music, I've got a link in my bio with all the event details. Drip World for my Melbourne people is Saturday 7th of September. So I think tickets are out now. Gotta get your tickets now. Gotta get your tickets. Yeah, that's gonna be a dope show.
Definitely. Yo, thank you so much for rolling through and doing this interview.
No worries.
Yeah, well, this is a great convo. Isn't
that
right?
was great. We really enjoyed it. I got more than I expected,
really?
It was a great conversation. And good luck with all your tours and all the shows coming up.
Yeah.
And the new music, we're keen to hear that. So whenever it comes out, no pressure.
We'll
be ready to listen to it.
Yes.
But thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to check us out, we're at the Real Melbourne _ on Instagram. Head to therealmelbourne.com for podcasts, mix shows, and the playlist. Thank you guys. Appreciate the environment. Love one another. Follow your passion and be grateful for the little things you have in life. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.